Guys, welcome back to my channel. Another month has bitten the dust, except I didn't do a monthly favorites last month. So this is kind of like a current favorites, a favorites of the past couple of months. I have maybe not as many products as I thought I should have for the past couple of months, but they are certainly favorites, certainly ones that I have gone back to time and time again. Now, while I am talking about some body care in this video, I am not talking about skincare because I recently put up a skincare I've been loving lately and that I've been trying lately video recently. So I'll put a card up if you haven't checked that out, because that is going to touch base on way more skincare products. So the majority of this is makeup. There's one fragrance, again, some body care, and one skincare item that I didn't talk about in that video because I've just been using it for the past couple of weeks, but I have been loving it. So let's start out with makeup. And I'm gonna start out with complexion. Couple of these I have on today, and I've been talking about them a lot. So I'm gonna try not to talk too long about them, because if you've watched any of my videos over the past couple of months, you've heard about them, and that is why they're my favorites, because I tend to keep reaching for them over and over again. This is the Sisley Phyto Hydra Tint Beautifying Tinted Moisturizer. This is a luxury brand. I am quite aware. This is also not the end-all be-all of tinted moisturizers. You will be able to find some that are fabulous, just as good for a much lower price point. However, I bought this and I have been really loving it. So I felt like I needed to include this because I feel like I reach for this more often than anything else, especially in the month of May. It's what I have on my skin right now. I got the shade Light, which, to be fair, in the summer is a little bit too light for my complexion. It works for me, or it will work for me, like in the fall and winter. So today I have it mixed in with a sample of their Phyto, I think it's just their Phyto Talent Sun Glow Gel Liquid Bronzing Gel. I don't know the name. I will link it down below. So I mixed those two together, and that is probably my favorite. I used this in a video where I mixed it with the Chantecaille Bronze Tint, and I really like that as well. I have mixed it with my Armani Liquid Summer Drops. They're not Liquid Summer Drops anymore. Scratch that. The Luminous Silk Liquid Bronzer that recently just launched. And I love that too. I love it by itself. It's a tinted moisturizer, so it's not going to provide a ton of coverage. However, I do feel like when I mix it with the bronzers, it has a tad bit more coverage. There's a fly in this room. Y'all, this is what it is in the summertime, living in the country with horses and cows all around you. I can't open my door without some kind of fly coming in. And this one has decided to just take up shop in my beauty room. Anywho, loving this. Check out some of my recent videos where I use it. It's just really, really good. I can't tell how much I've used, but I feel like it's a little more than I'm probably comfortable with using, considering how much it is, but it's so good. A couple of powders that I have been using, again, not ones that y'all have not heard about. I'm gonna talk first about the one that I don't have on today, but that I have used in a video and has been a go-to when I'm wanting something over a very, very sheer foundation, over a tinted SPF, or just by itself in general. And it is the new Lawless Perfecting Powder Talc-Free Skin Smoothing Powder. They sent me two powders over, and I have light and light medium. So you can see the light medium is definitely darker than the light. I can use both of them, but I probably go more towards the light medium right now. But again, I have used both of them. They're really, really pretty as setting powders, but they're also very pretty on their own. They have enough coverage to be used by itself. I don't think it's the fullest coverage powder foundation that I have in my collection by any means, but it's a very pretty natural finish that gets maybe a tad radiant throughout the day, but I don't feel like I get oily or too shiny. And again, it provides enough coverage for me personally to cover up any redness that might still be peeking through an SPF. Even if it's not tinted, I still get enough coverage from this. But it's not so much coverage that if I do want to set an actual foundation, even if it's a medium to full coverage foundation, I don't find that it gets cakey or too much. So to me, this is a good all-around powder for both setting and to use by itself. Looks really pretty on the skin, feels really good, doesn't look cakey. It is talc free. If that's important to you, this is gonna be a great option. And then the other powder, this is actually the one I have on today. And this is not new to my collection, but it's kind of one of the ones that just got pushed back. It's actually been on my vanity, but it kind of got pushed back to the back. I pulled it out probably the beginning of this month and started using it again, and I just love it. This is the Sigma Soft Focus Setting Powder. So it comes in this cube. They have different colors. I have been using the shade Buttermilk, which is a little bit of a yellowish shade. It doesn't really come off like that on my skin. Now, if you are super fair, you're gonna wanna go with the one lighter than this. It will show up in that case. But for me, it just ends up being a really nice setting powder. And this one, while I do feel like you need to be a little cognizant of the color that you choose, it doesn't necessarily provide coverage, especially not like the Lawless one, but it sets really pretty. It's very blurring on my skin, and it is a little bit more mattifying. So this is a type of product that I reach for when it's hotter outside, even if I'm wearing like a luminous foundation, because what it does is it sets it well enough to keep the extra luminosity from coming through too much, but it doesn't so much take away every bit of luminosity, if that makes sense. Like, I don't feel like right now I look super matte, but I'm definitely not dewy. It's just one that I know I'm gonna be reaching for a lot in these hotter months coming up because it works well. I like the finish that it provides, and it really is a very heavy duty setting powder without feeling heavy or looking heavy on the skin. And then the last thing for complexion is this blush. This is newer to me. I got it during the Sephora sale, talked about it and used it a few times, but I had not at that point used it as an eyeshadow. This is the Valentino Eye to Cheek Dual Use Blush and Shadow Powder. When I first talked about it, I talked about how much I liked it as a blush. It is the blush I have on today. Y'all, this is very pigmented. Like, you need to kind of be careful because if you put too much on your brush, it is definitely going to translate on the skin. However, it buffs out nicely. I don't feel like it's hard to rectify if I get too much on the skin. I am in the shade, the brush just fell out, number 8, which I believe is called Roman Sky. It doesn't say on here, it just says number 8. It's a very pretty peachy pink shade. It does not have any kind of discernible shimmer, but it also isn't extremely flat matte. It's more of a nice skin-like finish. And again, at the time that I used it in my like get ready with me using the things that I hauled, I had not used it as an eyeshadow, which this is marketed as both a blush and an eyeshadow. Here goes this again. I don't have to have something marketed specifically for that to use blush as eyeshadow. Y'all know I use blush as my eyeshadow all the time. He's such a good guard dog. And then when you come in, all he's gonna do is just lick you. So again, I don't have to have something marketed to try it out as an eyeshadow. However, I have since used it as an eyeshadow, and it's very, very pretty. This is my type of eyeshadow color. I love a good peach, especially for blue eyes. I felt like it didn't wear off easily, which sometimes I've tried blush formulas as eyeshadows and they do. This one stuck around all day, as it does on my cheeks as well. So while it is a little bit of a pricier product, I had to talk about it again because since I have hauled it, I have really been enjoying it. Not only the formula, but the color as well. Now, I have 2 eye products that I want to talk about. And the first is an eyeshadow palette that I have literally not been able to put down since I got it. I used this in my HSN video where I used all products that I had gotten from HSN, and this is the standout from that video. I really liked everything. That look was something that I really, really liked. But this is the one product that I think I have reached for the most out of that video, and that is the Dollsquad 2.0 palette from Doll 10. Y'all, this is good. Yes, it's a neutral eyeshadow palette, okay? I get that. We probably all have these colors. But if you all have these colors in various eyeshadow palettes where you feel like you're reaching for like 4 or 5 to get a culmination of what's already in this one, or maybe if you don't, maybe all your other ones are singles or they're larger palettes, or you just like the look of this palette, it's definitely something to look into. It's just really, really pretty. I have been using this in a variety of ways. The majority of those ways is an all matte look, which I absolutely love. It's what I did in that video and I just can't get enough of it. This bone color right here is probably the most pigmented bone / ivory color that I have ever used, and the most long lasting. It does not fade from the eye all day long. I have on some shimmers today. I have on this shade in the crease. Then I have on this really pretty bronze all over the eye, and I put this champagne color just kind of right in the middle, and then use the darkest shade as an eyeliner. I've used every shade in this palette, and every single one works fabulous. It has become one of my very favorite palettes, and I just can't speak enough about it. There was quite a few comments that said they really enjoyed this palette already in that video, so that goes to show that it's something that I was sleeping on, apparently, because it's very, very good, and I did not see one person say they had tried this and did not like it. And the only other eye product that I'm going to talk about is actually not an eye product. It's a bronzer, but I talked about this in one of my videos this month. I think it was my bronze look video, and it's the MAC Give Me Some bronzer. And y'all, this is one of my very favorite eyeshadows, even though it's not an eyeshadow, but it performs so beautifully on the eyes. And the color, I said in that video, and I'll say it again, the color, nothing really makes my eyes look bluer than when I wear this. And I feel like when I wear this, I always get compliments either on my eyes or my makeup one. And it's because there's something about this that just brings out the natural blue in my eyes. And I love it. I love it. It's my go-to shade for the summer. I use it so much. This is the second compact that I have gone through of this specific bronzer, and I use it just as much for eyeshadow as I do bronzer, probably more so. That's why I put it in the eye section of this video, because I've been reaching for that a lot as well. Now let's talk about the one skincare product that I have just started using in the past couple of months, and I'll tell you why. This was sent over in a package from Dermatology, and I included the cleansing oil in my favorite skincare that I've been trying out. But I hadn't tried these yet. These are the brightening eye masks. And the reason is because I like to use eye masks in the morning. I feel like that's the best benefit to it. But with school going on, I really just did not feel like getting up 15 minutes earlier to put these on, let them kind of hang out. And I'm not good enough to I'm not saying I'm not good enough. I wouldn't get up, do half my skincare, walk around while I'm getting everybody ready with these on, and then go back and finish my skincare. During the school year, I get up, I do my skincare very first thing before I get anybody else in the house up and get the day going. But now that it's summer and I have a little bit more flexibility in the mornings, I have been getting up, washing my face. I'll put a hydrating essence or toner on all the way up to under my eyes, and I will put these masks on. They look, I'm not going to pull one out for you, but they look like this. Lots and lots of serum. Like the serum, if I tilt it anymore, it's going to come out. So they are very hydrating, but they don't slip and slide. They're not obnoxious like some of the other ones that I've tried where I have to lay down. I do lay down in these because once I put them on, I'll get back in bed and answer some emails for 15, 20 minutes before I get up for my day. And these are very temporary. Okay, all eye masks are temporary. I don't believe there's a single eye mask that's going to do lasting correctiveness under the eyes. However, for the day or for however long this lasts, very smoothing. Very. There's this one particular deep wrinkle that I have right here under my eyes that is almost non-existent after I take these off, at least for the day, because it just smooths everything so nicely. So I can't not talk about these because I have been loving them so much. I feel like I've probably used them 5 out of the past 7 days. I used them this morning. They're fabulous. Love them, love them. And then a body care brand that I was introduced to this month. I was actually sent a few products from the brand and Derm Store because Derm Store started carrying them, and I do have a code with Derm Store. In fact, I think today is the last day where that code gets you an extra percentage off, so be sure and check that out if you're interested in not only these, but anything from Derm Store. And this is the brand Kayo Body Care. I think that's how you pronounce it, Kayo. They sent me 4 products. I have tried these 2 so far, but I wanted to talk about them because I really like them. And I've really gotten, in the past year especially, into body care past putting just lotion on my skin after I get out of the shower. I really have been loading up on serums and active lotions like retinol lotions or acid lotions because I feel like we neglect our body, and we shouldn't, because a lot of that skin is shown, and even if it's not, you see it. And I just feel like it, you know, skin to skin needs to be taken care of. So the first is the concentrated firming serum. And I took some screenshots because I don't want to say anything wrong about this. This is a full body treatment serum. It's got caffeine, hyaluronic acid, omega oil blend, and the unique blend of Adiposlim and botanical firming complex to help the skin look more toned, smooth, and supple. Now, I'm going to have to get back with you on the toned aspect of it because I think that's something that's going to take a lot more than just the couple of weeks that I've been trying this out. But I will say it's very smoothing, very hydrating, which leads to the supple look of skin. This layers really well under lotion if you want that added moisture on top, or you can mix it in with lotion. However, I will probably just use this in the very dead of summer when it's so hot outside and I don't want to put a ton of stuff on my body because it is moisturizing enough on its own. Really nice. I can't remember whether it has a scent. I don't really smell anything too much. I don't want to waste it, but you can see it comes out as a pretty thick, like gel serum consistency, but it sinks in so nicely, leaves a little bit of a healthy glow, but you're not gonna be shiny. It's really, really nice. And the other one is the Kaio Vital Hydration Serum Mist. So this is a lightweight spray-on serum, and while other similar hydrating mists rely solely on hyaluronic acid, theirs also contains cognac root for an extra boost, marine extracts, niacinamide, and vitamin B5 and B12. Add to the formula's triple hydrating power. So this can be used on its own. I'm gonna see if you're able to see. I mean, it's definitely a spray. It's a liquid, but it's a little bit thicker than just a watery liquid. You can tell it is a spray serum. This one has a little bit more of a scent than the actual firming serum, but it's not off-putting at all. And it's very light. I like to mix this in either with a lotion or put it on underneath the lotion, but I found mixing it in with a moisturizer just bumps up that hydration a little bit more and gives the extra actives of like the niacinamide and all of the other good skincare ingredients in this. So very reasonably priced also, and has a lot more options for body care. In fact, they even have a fragrance. So I think I might check that out as well. But I have been really liking those the past couple of weeks. Now let's end off on a couple of fragrances, one of which I am not going to talk long on because I have talked about it in at least 2 videos. And it is the Armani Privé Blue Turquoise. Y'all, I can't stop with this. It is officially in my top 5 scents of all time. It is a woody, salty, vanilla scent. And when I say salty, it's salty. Like, it's hard to explain salty in a fragrance, but you get that feeling with this. But it is not like a sour. It's still got that little bit of a sweet, but just really marine ocean quality to this without being like a cool water, right? Because that's not my type of scent. It's not like that. It's very different. It's a deeper, salty, woody vanilla. Again, I have talked so much of this. If you want to check out my video where I hauled all of the perfumes I got in Scotland, because that's where I got this one, I talk more about it. And I also talk about it in my live with Abby. So good. And another one I haven't talked about, but I've recently acquired. And honestly, this is very, very summer appropriate and a little similar to the Blue Turquoise, but this is from one of my favorite houses, 4160 Tuesdays. And this is called Warm Sands Blue Ocean. Now, this is their little 50 ml size. This is a full size. So you can see, or the 100 ml, the difference. But honestly, I didn't need 100 ml of this. I don't need 100 ml of anything. So I got the 50 ml, but this is very similar. It's got that really like warm sands, ocean type feel, a little bit salty, not your typical fresh citrus, coconutty type of scent. It's just, it takes you to the sea. I don't even want to say it takes you to the beach. It does, but not in that like sunscreeny way. It's so good, y'all. Really, really good. And definitely one that I reach for a lot in this, or I will be reaching for a lot since I just acquired it in the summer months. So that is it. Those are my favorites currently from the past couple of months. I will have everything listed and linked down below per usual with any discount codes that may be relevant to the products mentioned. Let me know what your favorites have been lately. Thank y'all so much for watching. Be sure and like and subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day.